episode 21. In this episode, we're going to be reading the Wiki, different Wiki articles while I train some Slayer. So, without further ado, let's get started. Duriel is the lowest level Slayer Master, along with his daughter Spria. Duriel resides in Berthorpe. The fastest way to reach him is to teleport to Berthorpe Games Room, using a games necklace and running east to Duriel's house, just south of the general store. There are no level requirements to receive Slayer tasks from him. Additionally, Duriel is capable of changing your Slayer task from another master into a less difficult one. If the other master has assigned you a task, Duriel could assign himself. Your request will not work. Moreover, he will issue a change only once per task type. Warning: if a task change is processed, your task streak will be reset to 0. Because the tasks he assigns are relatively easy, players often use Duriel to boost their Slayer reward points. This is accomplished by completing every 10th task with a Slayer Master that gives a lot of points per task, such as Konar, Quo, Matin, and using Duriel for the rest of the tasks to get to every interval of 10 more quickly. Now, Duriel he is part of the solution to the easy cryptic clue, Talk to Duriel in Berthorpe. He can assign all of these monsters. We have banshees, bats, birds, bears, cave bugs, cave crawlers, cave slime, cows, crawling hands, dogs, dwarves, ghosts, goblins, ice fiends, kelphites, lizards, minotaurs, monkeys, rats, scorpions, skeletons, sour hogs, spiders, wolves, and zombies. Duriel's name may be a pun on tutorial, as he is the easiest Slayer Master and thus serves as a tutorial for the Slayer skill. Now, let's find out who Konar Quo Matin is. Konar Quo Matin, translated as Konar the Hunter, is a Slayer Master who was found in the Kalith settlement on the summit of Mount Kurulam. Players must have a combat level of at least 75 to be assigned a Slayer task from her. She is the only Slayer Master who can assign Hydras as a Slayer task. Getting there. Radha's Blessing 3 or 4's teleport takes you right atop of Mount Kurulam. Heading north of the CIR Fairy Ring. North of the Farming Guild teleport, found on the Skills Necklace or the Farming Cape. North of the Battlefront teleport. And using the NPC Contact spell, Konar is initially unavailable using NPC Contact, and must first be spoken to using Talk to before becoming an option. The right-click assignment option will not unlock her in NPC Contact. Slayer points. Players can receive Slayer reward points for completing Slayer tasks. This is based on how many tasks players have accomplished in a row. Completion of a task assigned by Konar will grant you a varying amount of points, depending if players have completed the Korend and Kebos diary. Although she is the third highest Slayer Master, she gives the second highest Slayer point reward per task, due to requiring players to slay in a specific area. The only Slayer Master who gives more points is Christilia, who gives Slayer tasks in the wilderness. The task interval is: every task she gives you 18 points. If you complete the elite diary, you get 20. Every 10th task you get 90 points. If you complete the elite diary, you get 100. Every 50th 270 points, and the Elite Diary gives you 300. Every 100th task, she gives you 450, and the Elite Diary gives you 500. Every 250th task completed, you get 630 points, and the Elite Diary gives you 700. Every 1000th task, you get 900 Slayer points, and the Elite Diary gives you 1000. That is a lot of points. I cannot believe that you get that many points from doing. I mean, I don't think I've ever done 1000 tasks, so. Tasks. Unlike other Slayer Masters, Konar's Slayer tasks also include a specific location where you must complete the entire task. For example, if Konar assigns the player an Abyssal Demon task, she will direct the player to slay them either in the Slayer Tower, the Catacombs of Korend, or the Abyssal area for the entire task. Bosses count towards task progression should the substitute be in the same area as the assigned monster. Example, if the player is assigned to kill black demons or greater demons in the Catacombs of Korend, killing Skotizo will count towards the task. There is no weight involved in choosing the task location, meaning there is an equal chance to be assigned all eligible locations. She will not send players to the wilderness apart from Boss Slayer, as Crystalia is the one who specializes at this. In return for killing the assigned monsters at the location Konar specifies, players have a chance of receiving a Brimstone key, which can be used to open the Brimstone chest next to her. Lastly, while the Slayer Cape perk gives a 10% chance to be reassigned the same monster for a player's task, the location she asks you to slay them can be different from the last task. Now, she also assigns a bunch of different monsters. We have Aberrant Specters, Abyssal Demons, Adamant Dragons, Ankus, Aviancies, Basilisks, Black Demons, Black Dragons, Bloodvelds, Blue Dragons, a Boss, Brine Rats, Bronze Dragons, Cave Krakens, Dagonoths, Dark Beasts, Drakes, Dust Devils, Fire Giants, Fossil Island Wyverns, Gargoyles, Greater Demons, Hellhounds, Hydras, Iron Dragons, Jellies, Kelphites, Karasks, Lizardmen, Mithril Dragons, Mutated Zygomites, Necreals, Red Dragons, Rune Dragons, Skeletal Wyverns, Smoke Devils, Steel Dragons, Trolls, Turoths, Vampires, Water Fiends, and Worms. This is what she looks like, I suppose. That's really cool. Now, from this article, what I want to read more about is the Brimstone chest. Oh my gosh, calculations, okay. The Brimstone chest can be found next to Konar Guometin on Mount Gorillum. The chest is locked and can only be opened using a Brimstone key, which is obtained from killing monsters that Konar assigns the player. The exact odds of receiving the key are 1 out of 100 for 100 level monsters and 1 out of 50 for level 350 monsters, scaling linearly and capping at 350 as shown in Formula 2. For lower level monsters, it follows a curve as shown in Formula 1. P of L equals 1 over 100 plus 100 minus L squared divided by 5. P of L equals 1 over 120 minus L divided by 5, where P is the probability of a drop and L is the combat level of the monster. Possible loot. The Brimstone chest usually contains generic loot, meant as a slight increase to the player's profits. There's also a rare chance of getting a broken dragon hosta, which can be repaired for free by simply showing it to auto god blessed. Barbarian training and smithing is not required for this. There's also a slim chance of obtaining pieces of the Dusk Mystic Robe set, which come with a color scheme similar to that of Mount Kurlum. A player should expect to open the Brimstone chest an average of 2,284 times to obtain at least one of each Dusk Mystic piece, and at least one broken dragon hosta to complete the relevant collection log slots. The average value of a drop from this table is 92,621 and 0.8. These are the different drops you can get. We have uncut diamonds, uncut rubies, gold, coins, gold ore, dragon arrow tips, iron ore, rune full helm, rune plate body, rune plate legs, raw tuna, raw lobster, raw swordfish, raw monkfish, raw shark, raw sea turtle, raw manta ray, runite ore, steel bars, magic logs, dragon dart tips, palm tree seeds, magic seeds, salastris seeds, dragon fruit tree seeds, redwood tree seeds, dorsal seeds, snapdragon seeds, renar seeds, pure essence, a broken dragon hosta, mystic hat, dusk, mystic rope top, dusk, mystic rope bottom, dusk, mystic gloves, dusk, and mystic boots, dusk. From this article, what I want to read more about is the broken dragon hosta. A broken dragon hosta is the broken form of the dragon hosta and can be received as loot from the brimstone chest. Players can show the broken dragon hosta to auto god blessed for a free repair. Players do not have to learn barbarian smithing via barbarian training to do this. Players, however, need to have completed the barbarian training in order to wield the repaired hosta. Now let's learn more about the dragon hosta. The dragon hosta is a one-handed melee member's weapon that requires 60 attack and barbarian training in smithing to be wielded. It can also be poisoned just like spears. Dragon hostae are obtained as loot from the brimstone chest, which requires a brimstone key to open. The dragon hosta is obtained in a broken form that can be repaired for free by simply showing it to auto god blessed. The repair does not require barbarian smithing. Like most hostae, it offers negative defensive bonuses, but using it with a shield will provide players with more defense bonuses than the spear version. So I'm guessing the spear version is two-handed. That's a lot of attack. Alright, so the combat styles are lunge, which is a stab style, swipe, which is a slash style, pound, which is a crush style, and block, which is a stab style. Special attack. The dragon hosta has a special attack called Unleash, which drains the player's special attack bar and attacks with a 5% boost in accuracy and 25% boost in damage for every 5% of special attack energy used. So it drains your bar. It gives you a 5% boost in accuracy, 2.5 boost in damage for every 5% energy used. That's not bad, considering that your bar is like 100%. So you can use it 20 times. Notably, it ignores the 40% damage reduction from Protect Melee if the opponent has the prayer active. that's good. For example, a player with 100% special attack energy who performs the special attack will have 100% increased accuracy, meaning the accuracy is doubled, and a damage boost of 50%. Wow. Okay, so from this article, what I want to read more about is the spear version. The Dragon Spear is a two-handed melee weapon that requires level 60 attack to wield. It does not require the completion of a quest to equip. The spear is a rare drop from both the rare and gem drop tables. On the gem drop table, the spear will only drop if the Legends quest has been completed. Otherwise, a talisman will be dropped in its place. However, the rare drop table does not require the quest's completion in order to receive it as a drop. Wearing a Ring of Wealth will increase the chances of receiving one from both tables. Goraks fought on the Gorak Plain while wearing a Ring of Wealth are more likely to drop the Dragon Spear than any other monster, with a drop rate of 1 in 325. Brutal Black Dragons are also frequent droppers of Dragon Spears, dropping it directly with a drop rate of 1 in 512, while also having access to the rare drop table, so they drop it slightly more common than this overall. As with most dragon equipment, players cannot make this item using the smithing skill. Dragon Spears can be poisoned with either weapon poison or Karambuan paste. The poison can be removed by using a cleaning cloth on the poisoned spear. Special attack. The Dragon Spear has a special attack, Shove, which it shares with the Zamorakian Spear and Hosta. It pushes an opponent back and stuns them for 3 seconds, consuming 25% of the player's special attack energy. The effects of this special are non-stackable, meaning that players could not use the spear special attack on a target who is already stunned. Stunned players are also given a 1-tick, 0.6 seconds period of immunity after a stun wears off, in which they cannot be stunned again. In addition to this, as soon as the stun wears off, the stunned player is also granted a 5-tick, 3-second period of immunity against being bound in place by binding spells like Entangle or Ice Barrage. Despite this, the special attack is popular in player killing, as a brief stun causes all incoming damage to be ignored until it dissipates, after which all damage taken is applied at once. In addition, it cannot be used against large monsters such as giants because they are too big to push back. If a player tries this, the special attack does not occur and no special attack energy is consumed. A message appears in the chat box reading, "That creature is too large to knock back." A great general way to tell if the spear can use Shove. Special attack is to determine how much space the target monster takes up. If it takes up more than 1 space, it cannot be shoved. For example, a player can shove an Ice Warrior, which takes up 1 space, but not an Ice Giant, which takes up 4. So it's got 4 combat styles. Lunge, which is a stab. Swipe, which is a slash. Pound, which is a crush. And block, which is a stab. Alright, so now from this article, I want to read more about the cleaning cloth. Alright. A cleaning cloth is made by using Karamja rum on a piece of silk, which is then used to wipe the poison off of a weapon, or the color off an abyssal whip or dark bow, if one has used the recoloring items obtained from the bounty hunter shop. It can also be used to clean blemish oil off of an oily fishing rod or an oily pearl fishing rod. This item can also be bought with 60 coins from Damayu in the village of Taibo Wanai, located south of Brimhaven, deep in the jungle of Karamja, once the Taibo Wanai trio quest is completed. fast way to make them is to buy regular silk and bank it. Withdraw it using the bank in the Dazar caves. Then exit through the volcano in Karamja. Buy the rum due east of the volcano next to the Karamja General Store and make the cleaning cloths. Drop the rum outside the Dazar cave entrance as it explodes from heat if taken in. Re-enter the volcano and bank the cleaning cloths. Withdraw 26 more silk. Exit the caves. Pick up the rum and repeat the process. Alternatively, you can also use an Amulet of Glory to teleport to Karamja to buy the Karamjan rum. Drop it near the docks where the Amulet of Glory teleports your character. Pick up the rum and make your cleaning cloths, then teleport to Castle Wars using a Ring of Dwelling to bank your cloths and repeat. So now, the next thing I want to read more about is the Bounty Hunter shop. Oh, it was removed. It doesn't exist anymore. It was removed, so we're not going to read about it because it doesn't exist anymore. So let's see what we can read from this article. A looting bag is a storage item that can hold up to 25 stacks of any item. Only one looting bag can be in a player's possession at a time. Tradable items can only be stored whilst in the wilderness, including the Ferox and Claw Enclave. By using them on a looting bag, stackable items like runes, arrows, or noted items stack in the looting bag as they would in the inventory. The looting bag may also be used in PvP worlds near some of the common player killing hotspots shown below. It can be obtained as a drop from any monster in the wilderness, excluding aviancies and abyssal demons, and cannot be picked up with telekinetic grab. NPCs that spawn in the wilderness while doing treasure trails, such as double agents, can also drop the looting bag. It can also be purchased at Justine's Stuff for the last shopper standing for one last man standing point. A looting bag note can also be purchased from players, the Grand Exchange, or bought from Justine's last man standing shop. The note can be exchanged at a bank for a looting bag. The drop rate of a looting bag depends on the monster's combat level. Monsters with a combat level of 10 or lower have a 1 in 15 chance of dropping a loot bag, while those that are 50 or higher have a 1 out of 3 chance. The drop rate for monsters with combat levels between those two caps is 1 divided by 150 divided by the level. Players can use the open option, which makes every tradable item picked up go straight into the looting bag whilst in the wilderness, including inside the Ferox Enclave. Once players have looted their desired items, they can use the close option to have items go into their inventory instead. When using items on a closed bag, players will be asked how many they wish to store, 1, 5, or all. Should players wish to have the bag always store as many possible when using items on it, such as dragon bones, they may use the settings option where they can always store as many as possible of the desired item. Players can deposit items in the bank by accessing the bank interface, and where they can click on the looting bag to show its contents. Clicking on the items or the deposit all function will send the items to the bank. Unbankable items will be moved to the player's inventory instead. Upon destroying a looting bag in the wilderness, all items inside are dropped on the ground, available for everyone to immediately see. Certain items such as unnoted cooked food, unnoted potions, or unnoted vials of water will be destroyed in the process. Noted potions, food, and vials of water or raw food will be dropped to the floor. Destroying a looting bag outside of the wilderness, including the Ferox Enclave, will cause all items inside to be lost. It is extremely popular for monster hunting, as it allows the player to manage their inventory without having to sacrifice slots that would be occupied by food or necessary potions. While player killers can also benefit from the looting bag, this is mostly obsolete for players with loot keys unlocked, as they do not need to spend time looting their victims. Items in the looting bag do not contribute to weight, which would otherwise rapidly consume the way for them to get the contents inside is to die or destroy the bag in the wilderness and pick up the items. If the player dies with a looting bag, it is always lost upon death, even if the player does not have anything else that is prioritized over it. When this happens, the player who killed the person holding the looting bag will get everything inside the bag, excluding food and potions. The bag can be brought into a Trana, as long as there are no prohibited items in it. Now, this is a very exhaustive, extensive list, but we're going to go ahead and read where you can get the looting bag from. Ancient wizards, Ankus, from the Slayer Cave in the wilderness, Ankus, Armadillion guards, RTO, bandits, level 130, Bandosian guards, battle mages, black demons in the wilderness Slayer Cave and in the regular world, black dragons in the wilderness Slayer Cave and in the regular world, Bloodvelds, Brassican mage, Callisto, Calvarian, Chaos elemental, Chaos fanatic, Chaos dwarf, Chronozone, crazy archaeologist, dark warrior, Darwin, double agent, earth warrior, elder chaos druid, feral vampire, fire giant, flaming fire lord, regular Korak, greater skeleton hellhound, greater demon, in the wilderness Slayer Cave and in the regular world, green dragon in the wilderness Slayer Cave and in the regular world, hellhound in the wilderness Slayer Cave and in the regular world, hobgoblin, ice giant in the wilderness Slayer Cave and in the regular world, ice spider, ice warrior, Judiciar Zachariah, knight of Saradomin, a lava dragon, a lesser demon in the wilderness Slayer Cave and in the regular world, a magic axe, a mammoth, a moss giant in the regular world, an ogre, an orc, a poison spider, Boraz deer, a pyre fiend, revenant cyclops, a revenant dark beast, a revenant demon, a revenant dragon, a revenant hellhound, a revenant hobgoblin, a revenant knight, a revenant maledictus, a revenant orc, a revenant pyre fiend, Scorpia, Scorpia's guardian, a shadow spider, a skeleton hellhound, Spindle, a spiritual mage, a spiritual ranger, a spiritual warrior, Venenatus, Vetion, werewolf, a white wolf, a Zamorak wizard, Black Heather, a deadly red spider, Donnie the lad, King Scorpion, Speedy Keith, a black unicorn, a giant bat, a hill giant, a hobgoblin, a bandit, level 22, a guard bandit, a monk of Zamorak, a pirate, a skeleton, a wolf, a high-level dark wizard, a level 19 ghost, a grizzly bear, an ice fiend, a black knight, a revenant goblin, a level 15 rogue, Scorpia's offspring, a scorpion, chaos druid, a goblin from the God Wars dungeon, an armed skeleton, an unarmed skeleton, a low-level dark warrior, a low-level dark wizard, a giant rat, a giant spider, an imp, a regular man, a rat, a revenant imp, a spider, and lastly, a thug. A raw bada is created by adding GN dough to a bada tin. It can be cooked on a range to create a half-baked bada. Unlike other items requiring a range, raw bada cannot be cooked using mol or heck sulfur Mol Orek, also known as Tazar City, is a city located underneath the volcano in Karamja. It is inhabited by the Tazar, a race of golem-like volcanic creatures. It is home to several combat-focused minigames and uses the currency of Takul. Having a fire cape or a fire max cape is required to enter the interior portion of the city. In the Tazar language, the words Mor, Ol, and Rek are translated as old/retired, circle/ring, and youth/young, respectively. Ol Rek was founded by the Tazar people. The Tazar led an isolated life with 4 castes: the Ket, Zil, Mesh, and Hor castes. The Tazar Ket patrolled the city to protect its inhabitants from any dangers. The Tazar Zil hunt volcanic animals to feed their society. The Tazar Mesh work as advisors, while a few also act as leaders. And the Tazar Hur craft various items and equipment. The Tazar were eventually discovered by humans, who immediately began to establish diplomatic ties with them. The Tazar are cautious of the humans, dubbed Jal Yit, as the rest of the city is closed off, while the Tazar decide if the Jal Yit can be trusted to enter. To prove their trustworthiness, the Jal Yit may enter the bigger portion of the city if they show the Tazar guards their fire cape, obtained from defeating Tazar Tastok Jad. After passing the barrier once, one does not need to bring the fire cape anymore to pass the barrier. Mol Urek had a very large incubation chamber. This is most likely why it was closed off. Following Tazar biology, as they gained memories of their ancestors while in the lava, the Tazar realized that the deeper the egg was placed in the lava, the more memories they would absorb. They continued to repeat this process to gain ancient knowledge, although they eventually drained the chamber of all lava and discovered an ancient incubation chamber inside. The Tazar decided to place eggs in there, but it was a grave mistake. The hatched eggs became feral monsters, referred to as Jal, who fought each other for dominance. One of these, Tazkal Zook, eventually controlled the Jal, and the Tazar offered it sacrifices to appease it, fearing that it would attempt to surface. These feral Tazar are very intimidating and much more powerful than their counterparts. Even the stronger Tazar Ket are hesitant to challenge them. The Tazar, weary of the Jalyit interference, refuse to let players enter the Inferno until they give up a fire cape. So the inhabitants are Tazar Ket, which are levels 149 and 221. Tazar Zil, level 133. Tazar Mesh, level 103. And a Tazar Hur, level 74. Amenities. The shops will not accept coins as currency, only Takul. If players sell any items to the shops, they will also receive Takul in return instead of coins. Additionally, there are sulfur vents scattered all over the city, which can be used as permanent fires to cook food on and safe spots against the Tazar. The following places exist in the outer area of the Mor Ul Rek. The Tazar allow all Jalyit to enter this area. A bank, minded by Tazar Ket Za, in the northernmost portion of the city. A mine, containing 3 gold and silver rocks near the bank. A lava forge, a furnace for melting ores and crafting gold and silver items. An ore and gem shop owned by Tazar Lek. This is the only place where players can buy an uncut onyx gem for 300,000 Takul, or at the discounted price of 260,000 Takul for players wearing Karamja Gloves 1 or higher, which can be earned from the Karamja Diary. A weapon shop owned by Tazar Hurdel. A wide range of obsidian crafted materials are sold here. A runes shop owned by Tazar Mejro. A fairy ring code BLP. The Fight Pit and Fight Cave minigames. That is in the outer area. In the inner area, you have the following places exist within the inner area of Mor Ulrek. The Tazar will only allow Jalyit who show a fire cape to the Tazar Ket Tazar resting terminal chambers guarded by Tazar mesh ball and Tazar mesh deer, which Tazar use to prolong their lives. This has no use to the players themselves. Tazar Ket Rex challenges, a minigame involving Jal Talk Jads. The Inferno minigame, an ore and gem shop owned by Tazar Her Rin, sharing the same items as the shop in the outer area, but has larger stock. An obsidian equipment shop owned by Tazar Her Cell, sharing the same items as the shop in the outer area, but also offering obsidian armor. A second lava forge just northwest of the bank. Stronger Tazar Ket, which can drop obsidian armor upon death. A mine in the southeast part of the city, which contain 7 gold rocks, 6 silver rocks, 4 coal rocks, 3 iron rocks, 2 adamantite rocks, and 3 runite rocks. Tazar Her, which can be pickpocketed, requiring ice gloves and 90 thieving. A gem stall requiring 75 thieving, and an ore stall requiring 82 thieving to steal from. 3 infernal eel fishing areas requiring 80 fishing, ice gloves, and an oily rod and fishing bait. From this I want to learn more about uncut onyxes. An uncut onyx is the second rarest gem in Runescape behind Zenyte and is used in the crafting skill. Cutting this gem requires 67 crafting, granting 167.5 crafting experience. This makes a cut onyx which can be used to make very powerful jewelry. The cut onyx can also be used with a Zenyte shard to create an uncut Zenyte. It can be purchased from Tazar Her Lek ore and gem store for 300,000 Takul or 260,000 with any pair of Karamtra gloves. A common method to obtain this Takul as an Iron Man involves selling Chaos Runes to Tazar Mesh Rose Rune Store. This requires approximately 29,000 Chaos Runes while wearing Karamtra gloves. There's also an extremely small chance of getting it from a bag full of gems. Each bag has 40 gems with an additional individual one of having. Each bag has 40 gems with each individual one having a 1 in 100 million chance of being an onyx, making it the chance per bag 1 out of 2.5 million. Onyx gems are rare gems used in the crafting skill. They are the second rarest gems in old school Runescape behind the Zenyte, which is created from an onyx and a Zenyte shard. Onyx can be cut from an uncut onyx with the level 67 crafting by using a chisel, granting 167.5 experience. When used with a furnace and jewelry mold, they can be used to make onyx jewelry. Onyx jewelry can be then enchanted by casting level 6 enchant spell on a piece of onyx jewelry, requiring 87 magic, 20 earth runes, 20 fire runes, and 1 cosmic rune to cast, and granting 97 experience. An onyx can then be cut at 73 fletching to create 24 onyx bolt tips, yielding 9.4 fletching experience, and a profit of negative 2,339,456 coins. 6 of these are used to build a volcanic theme at level 85 construction in a player's superior garden. In addition, 1 is used to build an obsidian decorative bench at level 98 construction. While onyx can be used as a training method, it is strongly not recommended due to the likelihood of losing coins doing so, and the difficulty of sourcing onyxes in large volumes. Any profit shown below should be treated with extreme caution, as it is likely due to the low trade volume of onyxes and unenchanted onyx jewelry. Onyx can then be crafted into jewelry at a furnace by using a gold bar and the appropriate crafting mold. To make an onyx ring, level 67 crafting. To make an onyx necklace, you need 82 crafting. To make an onyx bracelet, you need 84 crafting. To make an onyx amulet unstrung, you need 90 crafting. And to make an onyx amulet, you need 90 crafting. Now what these things turn into: when you enchant an onyx ring, it turns into a ring of stone. An onyx necklace turns into a berserker necklace. An onyx bracelet turns into a regen bracelet. An onyx amulet turns into an amulet of fury. Now, a ring of stone, what is that? Ring of Stone is an enchanted onyx ring. It can change the avatar of the player to look like that of a stone or empty mining rock. If the player moves while under the effect will end. If another player mouses over or right-clicks on the player-turned rock, the normal options will appear: walk here, follow, etc. Okay, a Berserker Necklace. The Berserker Necklace is an onyx necklace enchanted by the level 6 enchant spell. When worn, it increases the amount of damage the wearer does when wielding an obsidian melee weapon by 20%. However, in exchange, it lowers the wearer's melee accuracy and the player's defenses against all combat styles. This bonus attacks with the bonus provided from wearing the obsidian armor set. It also stacks with the Slayer helmet and Void Knight equipment. Players can attach a Berserker Necklace ornament kit obtained from our treasure trails to create a Berserker Necklace OR. This is only cosmetic and does not affect the necklace's stat bonuses. It can be dismantled, returning the necklace and ornament kit. I know what Regen Bracelet does, and I know what Amulet of Fury does already, so I'm not going to read those. Frozen Whip Mix is an item which can be used on the Abyssal Whip to create the Frozen Abyssal Whip, which makes the whip appear like ice, and is a purely cosmetic addition. It can be purchased at Justine's Stuff for the last shopper standing for 25 last man standing points. The Frozen Abyssal Whip is an Abyssal Whip with the Frozen Whip Mix added onto it. The Whip Mix gives no additional bonuses and is only used to add aesthetics to the whip. It costs 2.4 million, or 2,391,332 GP for both the parts to make the Frozen Abyssal Whip. While the whip is untradeable in its frozen state, it can be reverted to the tradable Abyssal Whip by using a cleaning cloth on it. However, the Frozen Whip Mix will not be returned. Note, despite being untradeable, if the Frozen Abyssal Whip is not one of your protected items upon dying to another player in the wilderness, it will be lost upon death. Even below level 20 wilderness, the whip will lose its bait and drop to the ground for the person who killed you. It has an 82 slash bonus and an 82 strength bonus. It has 4 speed with an interval of 2.4 seconds. The combat styles are Flick, which is a slash style, Accurate. It gives a +3 attack boost. Lash is another slash style. It's controlled, so it levels attack, strength, and defense. And it gives you 1 boost in attack, strength, and defense. Deflect is also a slash style, and it is defensive. Therefore, it gives you experience in defense, and a 3+ invisible boost to defense. Let's click on Abyssal Whip. The Abyssal Whip is a one-handed melee weapon which requires an attack level of 70 to wield. The whip is among the most powerful and popular non-degradable melee weapons and is capable of attacking at the same speed of daggers and scimitars at 2.4 seconds per hit, as it performs great against monsters that are weak to slash attacks and is relatively affordable. It is one of the most widely used melee weapons in the game, and is a popular choice used to train the Slayer skill at higher combat levels before more powerful weapons become accessible. The whip is a big upgrade over the Dragon Scimitar, which has the same attack speed but significantly lower accuracy and strength bonuses. However, it is easily outperformed by higher tier weapons such as Osmomenten's Fang, Inquisitor's Mace, Blade of Saildor, and the Grazi Rapier. A major downside downside of the Abyssal Whip is that it is not effective for training strength. The only attack option available, which will provide strength experience, is the Lash attack option, which is a controlled attack style and provides shared experience. As a result, several slightly weaker weapons are instead ideal for training strength directly. Using a Shattered Relics Variety Ornament Kit on an Abyssal Whip will change its appearance into that of an Abyssal Whip OR. Players can also use either a volcanic or frozen whip mix obtained from Justine's stuff for the last shopper standing to cosmetically enhance the Abyssal Whip, creating a volcanic Abyssal Whip or a frozen Abyssal Whip, respectively. This only alters its appearance and causes the whip to become untradeable. It can be reverted by using a cleaning cloth on the whip, but the mix will not be returned. Players can attach a Kraken tentacle to the Abyssal Whip to create an Abyssal Tentacle, which requires an attack level of 75 and has a +8 higher slash attack and a +4 higher strength bonus, equating to about 1 higher damage. This process, however, will cause the whip to be consumed and cannot be undone. Once the Abyssal Tentacle consumes all of its 10,000 charges, the player will retain the Kraken Tentacle. So we have an Abyssal Tentacle, an Abyssal Whip OR, which looks like a chain, a frozen Abyssal Whip, and a volcanic Abyssal Whip. When you get a Master Treasure Trails clue scroll, you will be required to have an Abyssal Whip for the Behind Miss Schism in Trainer Village stash location. You have to use the emote Angry. Equipping an Abyssal Whip in front of the Abyssal Demons in the Slayer Tower is required to complete the Master Clue Scroll skill challenge assigned by Sherlock. The item sources of which you can receive an Abyssal Whip would be the Unsired, an Abyssal Demon in the Wilderness Slayer Cave, an Abyssal Demon regular in the Slayer Tower, and a Greater Abyssal Demon. Let's look at the Unsired. An Unsired is a untradeable item dropped by the Abyssal Sire. They are to be placed at the font of consumption, which consumes the Unsired, but gives the player a reward in the process. It cannot be deposited in the bank. Attempting to do so will result in the chat box stating, "A magical force prevents you from banking this item." The different rewards you can get from an Unsired are a Bludgeon Claw, a Bludgeon Spine, a Bludgeon Accent, an Abyssal Dagger, an Abyssal Whip, a Jar of Miasma, an Abyssal Head, an Abyssal Orphan. When combined with the drop rate of the Unsired, the effective chances of each item are 1 out of 206 for the Bludgeons, 1 out of 492 for the Abyssal Dagger, 1 out of 984 for the Jar of Miasma, 1 out of 1066 for the Whip, 1 out of 1280 for the Head, and 1 out of 2560 for the Orphan. Note that if a player has a bludgeon piece, duplicate pieces will be re-rolled. For example, if the player obtains a bludgeon accent and the next Unsired rolls into the bludgeon table, only a bludgeon spine or claw can be rolled. However, if the player places 2 Unsired at the same time, it is possible to obtain duplicate pieces. The drop trick can also be used to obtain duplicate pieces. When the rarities and prices of each possible tradable reward is taken into account, the expected value of an unsired is 2,729,569 GP. Now, the Abyssal Sire is an Abyssal Demon Slayer boss that requires level 85 Slayer to kill. To access the boss, the player must have visited the Abyss at least once, either through the Mage of Zamorak or the Fairy Ring network. As with all other Slayer bosses, the Sire can only be fought when assigned Abyssal Demons or itself as an assignment. Although it resides in a multi-combat area, it is a solo-only boss. According to the Overseer, the Abyssal Sires are the engineers of the Abyss from a time before the God Wars. As their resources began to deplete and they had no means to escape, they constructed the Nexus and remained there in deep stasis. It is known for dropping the Unsired, which is then used at the font of consumption behind the Overseer to get a chance of obtaining an Abyssal Whip, Dagger, Abyssal Head, Jar of Miasma, and untradeable parts of the Abyssal Bludgeon, the Accent, the Claw, and the Spine, as well as a very small chance at the Abyssal Orphan. The Sire was introduced in the Slayer expansion developer blog on June 2nd, 2015, and subsequently polled with 89.8% of the votes in favor of its addition. Getting there. The Sire is located in the Abyssal Nexus, south of the Abyss, used for runecrafting. It can be safely entered via the ring code, fairy ring code, DIP, if the player has access to them, or it can be accessed via the Abyss, although this does drain the player's prayer points and skulls them if not wearing an Abyssal bracelet. There are 4 chambers in the Nexus where the Sire can be found, allowing multiple people to fight the Sire per world, similar to Cerberus. That's actually really cool. Mechanics. As with all demons, the Sire is susceptible to the effects of demon-bane weapons. Random events cannot occur in the Sire's chamber. Any random events following the player will be automatically dismissed within appropriate range. Players in invalid tiles when a Sire is dormant will result in teleportation to the center of the chamber. There is currently a bug causing deaths due to disconnection, and Abyssal Sire did not provide a gravestone. The fight consists of 3 phases. The first phase focuses on killing the Sire's 4 respiratory systems on the sides of the room that heal the Sire. This is easily done by using shadow spells on the ancient spellbook to disorientate the Sire in order to take down the respiratory systems, or otherwise deal 75 damage to the Sire with ranged or mage to do so. At the start of the second phase, the Sire gets off his throne to attack the player with melee. He may also summon spawns and create highly poisonous miasma pools under the player. The spawns are quite harmless at first, but they will mature into scions after 10 seconds who have more health and deal more damage. Sire will approach the player if the player is at least 3 tiles away, but will teleport the player to him if the player attacks from at least 2 tiles away. When the Sire reaches less than 200 health, he will walk to the middle of the room to initiate the third phase. Instead of attacking himself, he rapidly summons miasma pools, which the player should avoid. When the sire reaches less than 140 health, it will teleport the player next to him and trigger a highly damaging area of effect attack, which can be avoided by running away as soon as the player is teleported. He will also summon many attacks, many spawns to attack the player. After the player finishes the sire off, any spawns and scions will die alongside him. The sire respawns near instantaneously upon death. The average Abyssal Sire kill is worth 73,737 GP. The average Abyssal Sire kill while on a Konar task is worth 75,902 GP. Excluding unsired drops, the average kill is worth 46,441 GP. Now, he always drops Abyssal Ashes, at least one. He will also drop 10 noted battle staffs, 3 noted runeful helms, 2 noted mystic lava staves, 3 noted rune swords, 2 noted rune blade bodies, 2 noted rune kite shields, 2 noted mystic air staves, and 6 noted air battle staves. He can also drop between 190 and 210 blood runes, 330 to 370 death runes, 250 law runes, 225 to 275 soul runes, 350 cosmic runes, 300 cannonballs, 25 noted grimy quarm, 25 noted grimy dwarfweed, 25 noted grimy cadentine, 25 noted grimy lantidime, renar seeds 2, snapdragon seeds 2, dorstal seeds 2, watermelon seeds 30, willow seeds 2, mahogany seeds 2, maple seeds 2, teak seeds 2, yew seeds 2, papaya tree seeds 2, magic seeds 2, palm tree seeds 2, spirit seeds 2, dragon fruit tree seeds 2, celastris seeds 2, redwood tree seeds 2. He can also drop 380 to 420 coal, 47 to 53 earth orbs, 600 pure essence, 50 to 70 magic logs, 15 uncut diamonds, 6 runite ores, 10 onyx bolt tips, and 5 runite bars. Those are all noted, by the way. You can also drop talismans. We have air talismans, body talismans, earth talismans, fire talismans, mind talismans, water talismans, cosmic talismans, chaos talismans, and nature talismans. Now, the Abyssal Sire can also drop between 48,000 and 52,000 coins, 10 chili potatoes, 4 super restore 4 doses, 25 noted binding necklaces, 6 Saradomin brew 3 dose, 250 to 350 noted jugs of water, and 1 unsired. And of course, he has access to the rare drop table, which is a very extensive list that I'm not going to read because most monsters can have a chance to drop something on the rare drop table. But there is a 3 in 139 chance of rolling the rare drop table. This monster will always drop double the usual quantity from this table. Now there are combat achievements that you can get. There are 8 total, which can give you 28 points for the Abyssal Sire. Abyssal Adept is to kill the Abyssal Sire 20 times, and it will give you 3 points. Don't Whip Me. Kill the Abyssal Sire without being hit by any external tentacles. Will give you 3 points. Don't Stop Moving. Kill the Abyssal Sire without taking damage from any miasma pools. 3 points. They grow up too fast. Kill the Abyssal Sire without letting any scion mature. 3 points. Demonic Rebound. Use the Vengeance spell to reflect the damage from the Abyssal Sire's explosion back to him. 4 points. Perfect Sire. Kill the Abyssal Sire without taking damage from the external tentacles, miasma pools, explosion, or damage from the Abyssal Sire without praying the appropriate protection prayer. 4 points. Abyssal Veteran. Kill the Abyssal Sire 50 times. 4 points. Respiratory Runner. Kill the Abyssal Sire after only stunning him once. 4 points. I would like to read more about the where is it? The Jar of Miasma. The Jar of Miasma is an item that can be obtained from using the Unsired, dropped by the Abyssal Sire on the Font of Consumption. Players have a 13 out of 128 chance of receiving one when doing so, as an Unsired is a 1 out of 100 drop. This effectively makes the chances of obtaining a jar 1 in 984. The jar can be used on a boss layer display in a player's achievement gallery to have a display of the Abyssal Sire. Doing so requires killing him at least once. The Abyssal Bludgeon is a 2-handed crush weapon created by having the Overseer combine 3 untradeable components: the Bludgeon Accent, the Bludgeon Claw, and the Bludgeon Spine. If the player already had the Overseer create one, they can use the 3 components on the book it left behind. Level 70 attack and strength are required to equip this weapon. The components can be obtained from using the Unsired, dropped by the Abyssal Sire on the Font of Consumption. To complete a bludgeon, the mean number of Sire kills is 619.4, and the median number is 552. The bludgeon features a unique characteristic. All of its attack styles are aggressive, meaning it is only able to be used for strength training. In addition, all of its attack styles use Crush. It has a 102 bonus for Crush and 85 strength bonus. The 3 combat styles are Pound, which is a Crush style, and it gives you strength XP and a 3 bonus to your strength level. Pummel, which is also a Crush style, strength experience, and a 3 bonus to your strength level. Smash, which is a Crush style, which gives strength XP and a 3 boost to your strength level. The Abyssal Bludgeon has a special attack, Penance, which increases damage dealt by 0.5% for every prayer point that the wielder is missing, consuming 50% of the wielder's special attack energy. Therefore, If you're missing 50 prayer points, it will increase your damage dealt by 25%. The Abyssal Bludgeon is approximately worth 10,848,533 GP. The bludgeon has the same attack speed as the Abyssal Whip, and although it does not match the offensive bonuses of a whip combined with a Dragon Defender or a Vernic Defender, the bludgeon has the second highest overall damage of any crush weapon after the Inquisitor's Mace, making it a good option against monsters weak to crush, such as gargoyles or Kelphites. The Abyssal Bludgeon is considered to be the fourth best weapon to train strength with, behind the more expensive Grazi Rapier, Blade of Saildor, and Inquisitor's Mace. It has superior damage per second of every other non-degradable weapon to feature an aggressive attack style, making it a common weapon choice for mid-wealth players. Saradomin's Blessed Sword does possess a slightly higher strength bonus than the bludgeon, but it is not cost-effective as it consumes Saradomin swords. Trivia: the process to create the weapon is similar to Runescape 3's Spider Leg. Both items require the player to obtain 3 untradeable pieces in order to create the said item, and the bludgeon itself is significantly lighter than the 3 individual components, being 1.5 kilograms lighter. Now let's go to a random page. Seaman Loris is one of the 3 sailors in Port Sarum, along with Captain Tobias and Seaman Thresnor. For the price of 30 coins, he will sail players to Musa Point on Karamja. The cost is reduced to 15 coins after completing the easy Karamja diary. The Karamja gloves do not need to be worn for the discount. If the player is wearing a Ring of Keros, they need not pay anything. A mud pie is an equipable weapon thrown at other players in PvP, but does no damage and is not stackable. Being hit with a mud pie reduces the target's current run energy by a quarter, rounded down. Wearing ranged defense armor will lower the accuracy of range of mud pies. When throwing a mud pie, a pie dish will drop underneath the target. In addition, mud pies have no effect on NPCs. Mud pies are obtained by baking a raw mud pie on a cooking range, requiring level 29 cooking and granting 128 experience when successful. Players may burn the pie while baking one, resulting in a burnt pie. The burn rate while cooking these will decrease as players reach higher cooking levels. It will stop burning entirely at cooking level 63 on ranges. Alternatively, casting the Bake Pie spell from the Lunar Spellbook guarantees successful baking of all pies. That's good to know, I didn't know that. The steps to make a mud pie are: number 1, use a pastry dough on a pie dish to make a pie shell. Number 2, use compost on the pie shell to make a part mud pie compost. Step 3, use a bucket of water on the part mud pie compost to make a part mud pie water. Step 4, use clay on the part mud pie water to make a raw mud pie. Step 5, cook the raw mud pie on a range to finish a mud pie. You can also get a mud pie from a baby impling or the pie shop at the Cook's Guild for 54 cents, even though it says there's none in stock right now. Now, the last random article we will read for this episode is the Ardoyne Gem Stall. It is a gem stall in East Ardoyne Market run by the gem merchant. Gems sold to this stall by players remain in stock until they have been bought. This gem stall holds 2 sapphires for 375 GP, 1 emerald for 750 GP, 1 ruby for 1500 GP, and no diamonds for 3000 GP. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you guys so much. Hopefully you can let me know if you like this format of video for the reading of the wiki episodes, where I just show the gameplay mostly on the screen and then read the wiki in the background of the gameplay. So definitely let me know. I hope that this helped you relax and maybe fall asleep. And as always, I will see you in the next episode. Have a great night. Good night, good night.